guys, and welcome back to the last episode of our White Tigers Rising. Unfortunately, I don't have a live comm for you. My OBS crashed in the middle of recording it, so I didn't want to replay it. So I let it go on it. So we'll go through all the highlights, but I'm sorry that there isn't a live comm here in the last episode for you to close out Season 9. As you can see, we finished 13th, mid-table, 61 points on that. And let me just see if this is... let me see if I can figure if there's a... hold on. I apologize for fumbling around with this while I'm looking at it. League table. Last season, 14th on 61. So we repeated the year's effort. That was sort of what I was afraid of. So I'm kind of disappointed we didn't really make any better progress. I'm actually really disappointed that we didn't make any better progress. So let's see. We're 14, 19, and 13 in this one. And this one we were 16, 13, and 17. So we moved a few losses to... Well, we didn't really make much progress, I guess. So 16, 13, 17 versus 14, 19, 13. So we actually drew more. So we moved losses to draws, but we moved wins to draws. So overall, I got to tell you, I'm a little disappointed, actually. Little disappointed. I'm really happy we under a goal a game average, but we really need to figure out how to step up the offense. So the summer is going to be all about working on the offense here, and trying to really invigorate what we're doing up front and trying to get into something better. Our switch to the 4-4-2 at the end of the season seems to have really clicked in on something. So I think we're going to continue that and use the summer to build the team around it. I'm going to have to do some moving, as you can see from the financials. We're going to do some moving around to try and get money into the club so that we don't kind of implode and fall over on that one, because I'd rather not have a financial implosion and end up getting in trouble because of that. So that's all for sort of the overview highlight, and I'll see you guys as we go through the game. Okay guys, so first game of the episode here was home game back home at Bricklin Park against the Doncaster Rovers. Kind of bent out of shape about this one. 0-0 draw. We were the better team. We battered them. Okay, I think we were still finding ourselves sort of tactically in this one. But we were just the better side, and we could not get our act together on this one. Again, this is all about scoring and finishing, and we had shots, we had chances, we had opportunities, we were on target, and we just couldn't make anything happen on this one. So at the end of the day, really disappointed in this result, and only to picking up a point. And it started to make me nervous that we were going to slide back into a relegation conversation, which is definitely a place I didn't want to enter into at this point. So disappointed. Let's move forward. I guess that's about all we can do as a club. So disappointed in this result, and I'll see you in the next game. Okay guys, so this is the Chesterfield game. So if Doncaster was frustrating, this was infuriating. We came out early and strong, and we went out to a 2-0 advantage. We were way better on the day. We put them under far more pressure, and yet we ended up just falling apart in the second half. Nothing else to say on that one. We just fell apart and gave it up and ended up losing 3-2. So Jack Dunn gets us started early, which was nice, because he hasn't really been on the score sheets a whole lot. Nice goal, pulling the same trick that's been being pulled on us all over the place. So nice to see us being able to use that weapon. Callum Robinson does the job, puts us up to a 2-0 advantage again, splits the defense. He's way out in front, takes a nice step around the keeper, finds a hole, buries it in the back of the net, and we're up 2-0. So at this point I said, you know what, let's keep playing our game. I don't want to kind of curl up because it's way too early before halftime to do that. And then we'll see how things go in the second half. And unfortunately they went sideways. So just after the half, out wide, nobody's covering. Bad clear from Borthwick Jackson puts it right into the path of the opposition, and Lewis Thompson buries it in the back of the net. He comes up with a brace in the 72nd minute. So then we're tied here, which is even really more annoying. Again, nobody wants to do anything. He's in space all by himself, and now they're all square with us. So at least it's a point against a better, a good side in a game we're dominating. So it's annoying. And Joel Logan puts it over the edge and just moves us into infuriating country. Not much more beyond this being infuriating. He's all by himself. I mean, he completely evaded everybody out there. And was just sneaking around the far post, and he buries it in the back of the net. So we lose 3-2 to a team that, we looked like we should have beaten. So really kind of upset at this one. So we're going into Shrewsbury now, a really difficult game against a team that was top of the table when we were going in with them, and now we're on a slide. Again, we're, a draw, a loss. We've been struggling. I think we're winless in 5 at this point. So really disappointed. So I'll see you guys for Shrewsbury. My bad, guys. I completely forgot about our old pain-in-the-ass nemesis, Northampton, in between Chesterfield and Shrewsbury. So back home at Bricklin Park, 2,000 people in the stands to see us go to town here with somebody that we've tangled with quite a bit. Unfortunately, again, we just can't manufacture the offense. And that's really the trouble here with this squad, is we just can't manufacture the offense. I think this is the point where we sort of squared back up. Callum Southall scored when we started to revert back to the 4-4-2 in this one, but Christopher Nielsen gets them off and running here. Bad set piece. He's just wide open. Nobody's covering. Defense is just out to lunch picking daisies off the turf here, which is fantastic. They peg one in just before the halftime here. Stupid error from Borthwick Jackson. Nilsson's right there. It comes right off a Huffer, and Huffer has made the transfer list on this one because we need an upgrade at the keeper position. Those kind of things are just crap and shouldn't go in. So Callum Southall gets one back. Gave me some hope, and we really tried to push the issue. It bounced right into him, and it was good play from him. But again, so the skid continues. We're really dropping it. We pushed the issue, but couldn't nab it back. Again, just nothing on the offensive side of production. So that's it. Now it's definitely time for the Shrewsbury game. Okay, guys, on the road, Greenhouse Meadow, and we beat top of the table Shrewsbury. So yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. I think this was an efficient road performance. We finally figured out how to start putting things in the back of the net. Okay, it was a dicey game, so the first half was just dull as all hell to watch. Shrewsbury were all over us. I think, we played an aggressive, efficient defensive game in this one. So we held things out. The goal in the second half was we needed to try and figure out how to break out on it. So first one, Callum Robinson in the 62nd minute. So what we did was we stepped the defensive line up higher to close the gap, to kind of compress the distance between defense and midfield. Okay, you can argue that was a lucky goal. Durnley got pegged, it bounced off of a guy, Robinson was in the right place, puts it in the back of the net. Fine, I will agree with you that was lucky. Connor Smith pegs us back here. Really nice free kick. Okay, you can argue that it's coming over the wall, maybe the goaltender doesn't see it right away, maybe a better goalkeeper gets us out of that jam. Hard to tell. So I'll take that I got pegged back. Ethan Robson, 69th minute. You can see we've got good compression. Fullbacks are starting to pull up a little bit on the side. Lot of activity in the box. A lot of threat in the box. That one, rebound comes off the keeper. I got a guy right there. Robson's there to put it in. So I like what's going on here. 75th minute, they come back at us. Again, where are we weak? Set pieces. So we just ate 2 set piece goals. Disappointing. Definitely disappointing in this one. So and they're down to 10 men in it at this point. But Sadio Mane, again, you can see we've got good defensive compression in their half of the field. Durnley gets some space, finds the cross. Mane has just a little bit of space in front of his man, taps it into the near post, and we get out of here with a 3-2 lead, or a 3-2 victory. We finally break it, sort of the hex. This one guaranteed our safety. So going into the last 2 games of the season, we could find our formation and start to see who's sticking around with the club and who are we going to try and move on for cash or just move on at the end of the season. So that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next highlight. Okay, guys, so this was home at Bricklin Park against Walsall, a team struggling against relegation mightily here. So these are the games that always make me very, very nervous because we have a habit of throwing them away. Again, I think we're much more efficient on the day. We started to generate goals. Offense was being generated. This 4-4-2 with Robinson up top has started to create some offensive production, which is making me happier. So Ethan Robson, again, who's just the engine of the midfield. So Dozal's actually feeling I was really hot on him, but he's feeling very surplus to me. That Ethan Robson's really the sort of playmaking energizer in the midfield that I want to keep out there game in and game out. So we may actually look to see if we can get money for him in the summer. See if we can't move him on. I know it's a little disappointing. He's only been here for a season. He kind of blipped in and blipped out potentially, but you know what? I really like what Ethan Robson can do for us. Taylor Rush pegs us back here. Sammy Obi out wide. Somebody to think about. And finds him and just drops it in to the back of the net. It was a nice goal. Again, Huffer let some of these things in that I think a better keeper should be taken care of, so we may go splash some big cash on a keeper. Callum Robinson, just before the half. Again, we break out really nicely. Durnley out wide on just an awesome solo effort. Gets it across. Robinson's there to apply the finish. Just a phenomenal solo effort by Zach Durnley there to weave his way down the field, create the space, and drive that ball across. And then in the 91st minute, we seal the deal. Pluck that one out. Robinson just, sloppy pass from the midfielder, and we managed to take advantage of the mistake and take away all 3 points for 2 wins in a row and a solid move into our last game of the season against Barnsley. So I'll see you there in a second, guys. Okay, guys, so last game of the season from Oakwell against Barnsley. We're on a 2-game winning streak, trying to head into the summer, and we did it. 2-0. We beat them. We go in 3 wins on the bounce going into the summer. We definitely have a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of stuff to tweak inside the team and kind of prepare and improve and get right. But that being said, there's a ton of positives to take off the end of the season. The biggest being the 4-4-2 is what we're going to line up with next season. And that's how we're going to go back out on this one. So Jack Dunn, 27th minute. Dozal, who I think we're going to move on, but finds Dunn. He just takes the space, gets around his man, pops it in. We actually, oddly enough, got a rare penalty for us here. So our left back, Chevalier, takes it, bounces it right off the keeper. Little risky, but in it goes. And that's 2-0 to Truro City. So we finish out the season on 61 points. 3 wins on the bounce after a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game winless streak in that. So I think the thing, kind of going back, looking at it, just kind of reviewing the season here, a lot of good runs. So from August until the beginning of December, we only dropped 2 games. And then it's the tale of 2 seasons. So from the middle of December until May, you know, we just went on a dismal stretch. So that's the thing that I'm focusing on. So I'm going to improve the team as best I can. We're going to need to move some folks on to try and improve the financial situation. I'd like to try and bring guys back in. We're going to revamp the coaching staff a bit to try and get guys on some lower wages, but keep the quality of the coaching staff up. And then we're going to go in and reattack this next season. This next season, I think I want to be in the conversation for promotion. I think the club is getting ready to be a championship caliber club. I think with the right moves, we start fitting the right pieces in, and I think we want to start making that move up. So that's the whole name of the game for season 10. Is we want to make it to the championship. We need to be in that conversation. I'm okay if we get into the playoffs and we lose in the playoffs and we have to come back around for a 4th try at League One. I'm okay with that, but I want to be solidly in the playoff conversation. I want to make sure that we get to December and things don't fall off like they did here. We fought tooth and nail at the whole end of the season to try and recover, and just could not really recover things. So we need to beat 61 points. So just going back here, looking at the table, we need a 10 to 15 point increase. So we need at least 5 of these I say we need 5 losses. Okay, our loss column is pretty competitive with the teams at the top. We just need to move 5 or 6 from the loss column. Call it 6 to 7. From the loss column to the win column. So 20 wins, 20 to 22 wins is really where we want to be next season. So that's the goal. That's what we're going to try and build the squad around. I think we've got the formation and the ideas are starting to click. So we're going to see what we can do. So that's it for Season 9, guys. So do remember, if you like what you're seeing, please do leave a like on the video. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Check out the other things we got going on. We've got the podcasts on the channel, as well as Paul's Creating a Legacy series, and the rest all 99 episodes, and then this being the 100th episode of White Tigers Rising. So do check everything out. Hit me up on Twitter if you have any thoughts, comments, want to know anything about the club or what I'm doing, and I will see you guys for the preview of Season 10. Bye now.